All right, hello. Welcome to our vibe coding session with Avail. It's been a while. Sorry that we've taken a brief hiatus, but we're back and we're back with some awesome stuff. If you haven't seen already, we have been we've been building a lot, putting a lot of updates out there. So yeah, generally teams have been super busy, which is good, but it also means that we haven't been able to do some vibe coding sessions for a while. So we're back and we have a pretty fun one for you. I'm joined by Robin and Christine. So they're going to be helping us along in the session. But really quickly, I just want to kick it off and essentially talk you through what we're going to be doing. So we're kind of really trying to answer this question, right? It's how can you get users, tokens, and liquidity from different chains into your app quickly? So fundamentally, everything that we want to show you and walk through today is kind of based around this question, really. So we're going to go through a little quick walkthrough. Basically, this is kind of the blockchain world as we know it. We're all very familiar: Ethereum, Optimism, Avalanche, so on. There's many others, but specifically with the Avail Nexus, we have 7 others that are connected, and these are the L1s, the L2s. It's kind of a mix. And within each of these chains, each of them have users, they have tokens, they have liquidity, and we kind of know that there's like this kind of really difficult, UX interoperability issue. If you want to use an app on one chain, assets are on another chain, it can be a total pain in the ass. And basically, Avail is solving this problem. So really quickly, what we're kind of doing, and this will come through when we jump into the vibe coding session, but more or less this is kind of like what's happening in the background, right? So we have all these assets and all these chains. Now, what Avail has done has basically made it so easy that you can just plug this into your application, and all of a sudden a user will just log in and all of their tokens across all of the chains are all going to come together as a single unified and spendable balance. So if you have tokens spread across, chain A, chain B, chain C, it can all just come here, be unified into a single balance, and you can start spending that straight away. So you don't need to go off and find a bridge and see which bridge is compatible, and then make sure you have gas tokens, in that, on that network or whatever, and then realize that it was actually in this like other wallet. It's just like everything is here. It's all consolidated into one. So this is basically a really kind of stripped down version of what the Nexus UI widget is. And how it's used is that in your blockchain app, whether it's a DEX, a lending and borrowing thing, an NFT marketplace, it might be some new game, you can just plug in the Nexus UI widgets, and all of that functionality just is instantly embedded into your application. So now, rather than trying to onboard users and liquidity from one ecosystem, you can onboard them from all of these ecosystems all at once, and the users don't have to go through all of this like painful onboarding flows. They basically just jump into your app, log in, connect wallet, and away they go. They can start spending their balance inside of the app. There is approvals in place so that the user gives the smart contract set amount that it's allowing smart contracts to have access to. So it's not as if it just gets a free for all on your balances. So we think that that's really important for making sure that the user still remains in control. But effectively, this concept of having all of these different chains and the same token spread across a different chain is just all abstracted away, and it all just comes into this one usable balance that you can just plug directly into your app and users can start using straight away. So anyway, that's enough of the kind of like talk through theory stuff. I'll hand it over to Christine and Robin, and they can start taking us through, the documentation of a few other bits and pieces with the end goal of basically producing one of these apps and getting AI to build the front end for us.
All right, well, let's do that. So just so you know, we're definitely going to wing it this time and make it like it's like a true AI integration with everyone on the call. So that way we can be just as surprised as you are. And there are going to be some surprises. It should be fun or not. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to start presenting. Give me just a sec. All right. Then let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. All right, perfect. So I want to continue what Scott was saying. Like we've been rolling out some really cool products and features, and all of it has been centered around Nexus, which if you've come to our dev docs, we've definitely done some reordering. So you can see it like front and center here. And one thing that is apparent is now you have the ability to copy the page and start to use AI directly from our documentation. This helps you get to coding like faster. But I love Cursor, as you know, for those that are like not new to this show with us. And one thing that Cursor also released is that if you come over to Cursor and their settings, you can index documentation by simply adding in the URLs, which means that I don't have to copy the page. I don't have to open it from here. I can simply say, hey, I know I want to integrate with Nexus. I'm going to need the getting started. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that here. And what it's going to do is it's going to start to index that. So that way the AI is informed of everything that I need to do for this session. And then I'm going to jump ahead here because we're going to start using the widgets that have been created by the team. And they're pretty amazing because it gets you to where you need to go faster. You don't have to think about setting parameters or anything like that. You simply just use the widgets. And with AI, you can make it go a lot faster. Now, we have some demo pages that you can like test out. You've probably tested out already that use those widgets directly within our demos. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add this transfer widget because that's what we're going to do first. We're going to start working on transfers. And yes, Cursor can automatically index all of the pages from the page that I provided, but we're going to help it along because, as you know, AI is only as smart as you prompt it. So if we want to be very strategic here, knowing that we're going to like target those transfer widgets first, I'm just going to add this in just to make it easy. So transfer, and we're just going to end there for now. But as you can see, you can keep going. One thing that I do love, and we're working on this as well, is we can also like create an MCP server, which those of you that are familiar, allows us to simply like add in the documentation all in one go, and then Cursor just stays updated. So it's very similar to kind of like what they've already provided with the documentation, but it's kind of a more targeted way of doing it. So to each their own. You have different flavors or different ways of using AI, and those are 3 different ways. You can use our documentation, again, you can copy it, you can use the docs, and then you can use the MCP server. Okay.
So before this was happening, was it just like literal copy and paste the HTML into the chat window?
It was painful.
Was
very painful. So Avail has made it less painful. So painful, I mean, I would have to come here and do this. Now this page is pretty short, but some pages aren't that short. And then you must have the formatting, and AI doesn't care about formatting, but I do. I like to actually know what I'm pasting in, and it's very hard to do that when you're just copying and pasting it directly. So yeah, the old way was simply coming in here and pre-prompting was like, hey, here's the documentation, let's start working at it. But you lose the indexing of all the other pages that matter. Like it only knows this, which wasn't really helpful. So, okay. So we have the settings already set up, so we should be good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and X this out. As you see, I'm not lying to you, we're starting from scratch. Historically, we've always started with like a pre-prompted, well-generated like repo. This time it literally is from scratch. And what we're gonna do is we're going to say, hey, go ahead and create me a Next.js, because again, we love Next.js application that integrates Nexus. And let's see if we can add the context, because it should already be here. And as you can see, it is. So I'm going to add the 2 contexts here. we want to see unified balances and a transfer button that allows for transferring tokens between chains using Nexus. Okay. Is my typing good here? Any typos? Not that it matters.
Looks pretty good. No, I think you're good.
Okay. So we're gonna do that, but I test on testnet. So we do have like these amazing testnet, chains that you can use here. So let's see if I can find it. Unified balances. Nope, not there. All right.
Yeah, but it's on that page. It's in the API reference.
I'm looking for the chains that we provide.
Yeah, you just have to go to the API reference.
Okay. API reference.
And you scroll down, and there you go.
There we go. Moving too fast and breaking things. Like I said, there's going to be some hiccups along the way, but we have the mainnet and we have the testnet chains. So as you can see, like we've been busy. We've integrated with Hyper EVM. We have BNB. We have Sophon, who also runs on Avail DA. So super awesome there. And then we have these testnet chains. We're currently working on the Monad testnet, which is really exciting. But then all the Sepolia chains that you would possibly want are here. And then of course, Polygon on the way. And so because I already have the documentation and cursor, I shouldn't have to copy and paste this over, but we'll see. And so let's see if it'll get the job done. So create me a Nexus. We want to see unified balances using Nexus documentation, docs attached. And then
what are you expecting here? Like, what do you think? What do you reckon you're going to get back?
I have no idea, Scott. You're going to be just as surprised as me. But it's going to be our baseline, and we're going to work on this together. Like, I know this is new. We usually come like pre-curing, but we're not doing it today. So let's use testnet chains. And just because I'm not certain it's going to find it, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Maybe it'll link, but as you can see, so many different flavors are getting to documentation. Let's see what it comes up with. And this is going to take a while because it has to go through the setup. It has to install all the dependencies. It has to create the application. It has no idea how I want the UI to look with colors and branding because we have an empty project here. It has nothing to go off of. So we have to figure all of that out. And it's going to take a few minutes to do that. But I think eventually we will want to like pull in our lovely style guides, which those of you that have been here before, I love to see like style guides where we have an idea of the colors that we're going to use based off of the company. We have the different gradients that we can use. And what's great with this is that if it's already in your project, you can just reference it as a file. So we can import this as a project, or we can do the whole copy paste mode as well. All right, and I gotta stay on this screen a bit because it still asks me to like approve all of the different things it wants to do, which is nice. It can run commands, but it's at least asked me for permission.
Yeah, I find the auto run thing can get a bit wild, and it's like it can run off before you even kind of, it's like, no, don't get on that path. Like,
oh, yeah. I made a mistake once thinking that I could upgrade Tailwind CSS from 3 to 4, and it's not going to be hard. And I used like I think it was Next UI that recently rebranded to Hero UI, and I'm like, I'm gonna make all these changes at once. It'll be fine. And then I used AI, and it just completely bombed. And it took me a day and a half to figure out how to roll everything back and then continue.
And was that the last time you used the auto feature?
No, because apparently I love punishment, so here we are, still doing the same thing over and over and over again. But hey, it's okay. We're supposed to learn along the way, and I learned to just make one change at a time, commit it, stage it, do something. And Robin, you know this from working with me. When I'm working on like silo projects, I don't always use branches, and this would have been solved if I just used a branch when I was working off of it. So I did it to myself, Scott.
Yeah, this is why I always say like you should commit it somewhere. I mean, let's be the main branch, but let's just commit somewhere so you can roll back, Git versioning for the win.
Oh yeah, Robin is that voice in my head, whether I'm working on Avail projects or side projects, and yeah, it gets wild over here.
Surely, like you could just set up Git with a project like this relatively simply?
Yeah, you can. And like,
You just choose not to, or?
No, I do, but I don't always commit as frequently as I should.
Okay.
And Robin reminds me that, hey, I saw those cool changes you made. Where are they?
Yeah. Okay.
And that's when they finally make it in. And yeah, I'm not crying. I think I put lotion in my eye. So okay.
That'll keep things interesting.
But I guess I should be crying because that was really painful. Okay, so you can see there's a lot happening here. Yay, AI for the win. If you're not a developer, you can get to where you need to go fast without having to think about it. And when you are a developer, you can come in here and make the changes that you need to make and at least verify things as they're like being generated. And so obviously it looks like we still need like some installs to happen here. But beyond that, just looking through this file very quickly, looks like it is doing things well. So yeah, it's creating unified balances with asset breakdowns. We're going to see how that's going to generate, because one thing that's cool about Nexus is that when you have the ability to show unified balances, you can get really creative with how you want to like display that. You can display that all at once, like one token that has like all these balances across different chains, and it's just like bucketed into like one just like number. Or you can have like really cool drop downs that show where all those balances are coming from. Like which chains do I have my funds? Which is really nice because like a lot of times we have like 0.005 over here, or because we tried to use a chain and then abandoned it. But those funds are still available to you with Nexus, and we can like aggregate that and then use it for something else, which is really powerful, because I can't imagine how many chains other people have used and like abandoned. I know I have a long list, but I still want my money that's on there, or the token that's on there. And the unified balance is a good way to like see the full picture. And then as Nexus like adds more and more chains, like it's going to be unstoppable, because you're going to be able to see unified balances that you just didn't know you had. So
yeah, I mean, I remember when I initially used Nexus, and like use the unified balances. I connected my wallet, one of my wallets which I used to maybe like experiment with chains, and I had forgotten I had like some ETH deposited on like Scroll or something for like a year or more, and I had forgotten about it. And this reminded me that, hey, you have a balance over here, like you should use it. So I'm like, oh, actually it was quite helpful. So like, yeah.
See, even internal people are like finding it useful, and we're supposed to like always be touching crypto, but like even we are just like, okay, yeah, we're gonna forget about that for a while and just go over to this chain. So okay,
the fragmentation is real, right? It's just gotten worse and worse and worse. So
yeah, it has. So let's see if we can like play around with the UI to like create different variations of that. But first and foremost, we can see like what was created. Now, I don't know what happened, but it was supposed to run something, and I'm not seeing it running. So it's probably happening in the background. Of course, cursor changes every so often, and it used to like run these commands, and then it would like show it in my terminal. So maybe I just need to open the terminal. Yep, that's what it is. I just didn't have the terminal open. And so you can see now cursor, they've gotten even better. Before, this used to be a foul up here, which was like completely broke the flow. And now I can see they made updates where now it's running. And what's great is if you allow the AI prompt to run it and there's an error while it's running it, it will try to fix the error. Whereas if you're running it by yourself, you're just kind of on your own. You have to copy paste. And again, it's messy. So kudos to cursor for that new change. Let's go ahead and like launch this. And so if we all were in the same office, which would be pretty fun, we would be able to like test out my local environment without me having to deploy it to like Vercel and everything like that, which is super nice, because you would be able to like link into my computer on the same network, but we're not. So sorry, Scott and Robin, you won't be able to try it out, but we have an error already. And so we can simply copy this and see if AI can fix it. And if not, then Robin and I and Scott, we're going to have to get in there and try to fix it ourselves. Fix this error. And let's see what's going on. So looks like it made a mistake, and it's fixing said mistake. Let's see. All right. Fix the error. Oh, just like that. So only 2 prompts, guys.
Nice.
I think this is a record.
Not bad.
So we have 2 prompts. Now the question is, did AI make the buttons work? And Scott, I know you don't only have to tell me the styling is off. We can fix it. We can fix it. But looks like we have some buttons. We have a way to connect our wallets. Looks like the wallet connections are already happening. We're just going to ignore this over here. This is most likely coming from ConnectKit, WalletKit, whatever it decided to use. We're not authorized yet. We can go to the UI and change that, but it's not going to prevent you from actually using the application. So we're just going to ignore that. And then, oh, this is really cool. I like what they did here. So the first time that I tried to go through this, it was not this cute. Not even in the least. Maybe my prompting was better, but looks like oh, okay, well, that's cute.
I think that that's directly from RainbowKit, so it generates the monkey pay. Yeah.
All right, so use RainbowKit. Maybe it depends on what wallet connector that we end up integrating with. So RainbowKit for the win here. Definitely loving this flow and this look and feel. And then looks like we're connected to Ethereum. We have all the different chains that we can switch through, but I'm not seeing that it actually listened and like integrated on testnet.
Yeah, on mainnet and testnet by the look.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it looks like it's both. Okay. Well,
yeah, I think that's a RainbowKit thing. Like you can mention which chains you want to display on the top. So I think it just pulled in everything from there, which is fine.
Okay.
Like Nexus wouldn't worry about any of that, so it doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
Hopefully it doesn't matter. Let's see.
Oh, that's fair. But I care. I would like for it to just show the testnet versions, but hey, it's okay. For now, we'll just let it be. We're gonna move forward.
We can remove it. It's fine.
Let's fix the Nexus things first, and then we'll start fixing all the partner things, which could be pretty fun. But like, let me test out all the different buttons. Okay, so that's wild. It just completely blanked out the screen. Not sure that I like that flow. And I can't actually like select things because it looks like it got the styling wrong. So I have no idea what token this is selecting and not implemented. Okay. So we have some work cut out for us, but these are solvable problems. The first thing I want to solve though is just unified balances. Like I should be able to see everything. So let's let AI know that that's not working. Hey there, hey. The unified balances are not working. Please make sure that it shows unified balances across all chains without, not that it cares about caps, but I'm gonna do it anyway, without having to switch to each chain. Now, I know this from past experience. If you don't add that in there, it will create this flow where you have to switch to each chain to see a unified balance on that chain, which is not very helpful. So let's see what it comes out with. One that I have liked, I don't know if you've noticed this too, Robin and Scott, but like now cursor, before it gets going, it creates a nice to-do list. So that way I can just look, I quickly see what it's going to do. And if I don't like it, I can stop it and then like rechange the prompt.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but that has been helpful for me. And one thing I do like to do is I can get impatient sometimes with the AI. So I come here to see like what it's breaking or fixing, or if I can like try things out early, and it doesn't look like I can. So we're just gonna have to wait, but it's going through and I'm checking everything, and let's refresh. No.
Which wallet are you connecting to this? Is this just like you actually connected it to a wallet that you have, or was it just like, did it just fake that flow?
I don't think it faked the flow. What ended up happening is it looks like it was automatically connected to MetaMask because I was already sort of like logged in. And then
Okay.
my like test accounts that has like a lot of Sequoia ETH. Well, not a lot. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. So, but it has like USDC, and so it looks like it already like connected that. But
Oh, nice.
But did the app ask you to initialize the SDK yet? Because maybe that's why the unified balance did not come up.
Let's see if it did that. So the initializations, okay, looks like it moved everything there. wonder if you're right, if that's it.
I
Yeah.
see. I see the issue. It's calling the wrong package, by the way.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can get AI to fix its error. It has access to the documentations after all. So let's see. There we go. It's getting to the right package. Let's see. And hey, let's go ahead and fix this. Oh, wrong place. Okay, it's definitely in a loop. So we are going to stop this and oops. All right, let's see if it pulls up the right package. All right, Robin, what do you think?
Yep, that looks correct. So
okay, let's see if it.
Let's see. Let's see.
I wonder if it made that error other places, because it looks like we have the provider. We definitely still have some errors here. Yep. All right, we're getting there. It's not
is the providers just like connecting to external packages or something?
No, so it should be connecting to the package that we installed.
Which is the Nexus widget. Nexus widget?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Yep, it is confused. So we are going to have to get it to do the right package. So this is the right package. Let's get it to switch back to this. And let's verify that. Like I said, guys, it's going to get messy. That looks like this is the right package, so let's switch to that. This is the right package. Then, oh no, they can use Nexus widgets too. Let's see which one. And this is the right package, not this. Sometimes you have to be pretty direct.
So is that just one that hallucinated, or is that a package that we do
have? Yeah, we used to have that, but we recently migrated it. So it's probably pulling in data from like previous or older code bases, maybe, or npm package. Like it might have searched for an npm package and saw this, even though it's deprecated. It might have just pulled it in first. So it's probably that.
Yep. And looks like it's pulling in all the right packages now. But let's see if it's actually, no. I think we still have errors. In this case, I think AI is just running into issues where it's a bit confused with the different packages that are out there. But that's fine. We'll get to where we need to go, and then we can get the buttons like changed.
For what it's worth, this is a much more accurate reflection of my vibe coding.
Yep. And I wanted that. Like, I thought it would be nice to actually show what vibe coding really is like.
Oh, this is the reality, right? Like, this is...
Yeah. When you're just doing prompt engineering, this is your life, which is just constantly like fixing all the hallucinations or errors that come up along the way.
Yeah. And you kind of, oh, here we go, we're in. And you've got more ETH now.
Yeah, look at that. Look at my fake ETH. That's amazing. Okay, not bad, not bad. The numbers full of it.
Okay, we've got a unified USDC by the look. And a unified, so it's pulling your USDC from Ethereum and Polygon, which is that what you actually have? Curious to see.
I don't think so.
That's
So I'm gonna switch to this account, and then we're gonna refresh. Yeah, it looks like what it's doing is it's creating because the numbers don't change, and so AI will do that. Will create like placeholders.
Yeah.
So let's see about like fixing those placeholders.
So I wonder if we first maybe change the approach to checking if it is initializing the SDK first. I
Yeah,
think from there we can maybe prompt it to like actually pulling in the unified balances, because once we get the SDK and the initialized, we can then just it's one line to get the unified balances. So it should be easier from there.
that is
At this
very
point,
true.
yeah.
That's very true. Okay, well, let's make sure to do that. So the initialization is pretty straightforward. So initialize the SDK, and let's make sure that we're doing this. Are we initializing the Nexus SDK? But not with the proper testnet configurations. And so let's see where that's happening here. Yep.
Did Robin just solve the problem for us?
Well, yes and no. I think what we're going to do is we're going to always fall back to testnet, and then it's returning mock data. Because what happens is when AI feels like it's not doing a good job, it just starts adding all sorts of placeholders. So always check your code after. Okay, why do we have mock data? We should be using this.
Actually, good. Quickly, could you scroll down that page?
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
absolutely.
get started. Scroll down. Yeah. So yeah, that code, if you put it in, it'll give you exactly how to like connect. Actually, go to manual initialization. Go to the like there's a tab. Yeah, in that it will give the AI the exact code that needs to be run to initialize and get unified balances. And I think that would help the AI also, because it's just confused, and I think it just helps it a bit more.
Yeah. All right, let's do that. So at the end of the day, we still have to copy and paste these pages, Scott.
Yeah. No, it's like whenever it doesn't work for me, I'm always not sure whether or not it's faster to try and get AI to solve the problem for me, or for me to try and solve the problem. And
Yeah. After a few more attempts, I think we are going to have to like switch to that. So okay.
Yeah, it's still calling the UI. Let's just manually change that to Nexus widgets. Like, that should just fix it. And
Sorry, I forgot looks like it switched everything back. Okay.
yeah.
We talked about this. Let's make sure that we can rebind AI. Okay, there we go. And there we go. It's fixing. Which we will need to change it in the documentation. So let's all take notes. So that way this can be accurate as well. And then looks like we just have one final error. Could not find name. All right. Let's see why. Okay. We'll live with that for now. Let's see what we got. Yeah, you still have that error.
Yeah, but it's still not initializing, right? Which is, I think, where the issues come stemming from. I feel. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I thought we had asked it to solve that. So we have the balances. It is initializing, but isn't initializing Nexus. Looks like it's initializing Nexus. Okay. So it's not do initial init.
Come on, Cursor, I believe in you this time.
No. Yeah, it doesn't like this for whatever reason. And I don't know about you, but I would have to look up that error.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
not seen that one before, so which is weird. Okay.
Initialize and fix.
How much code is in our app now? Since we started with a blank project.
Yeah. There's a lot of code here, but there's a lot of things that I'll probably need to delete here. So we have some folders here that were created that aren't used. I thought it would create components. I like clean structures where it creates components, but looks like it didn't. I think it's going on the let's create a 100 or 1,000 page version. But I think because it got confused in the beginning, we're kind of like stuck in a loop.
Yeah.
And once you're stuck in that loop, it's almost easier to start from scratch than it is to try to get AI to like fix it.
To get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was wondering if you started again and you would just like do the initialize step and then like print in terminal, yep, initialized. And then after that, then do the show me unified balance, maybe.
All right, you hear that, guys? We're starting over.
Yeah.
So Nexus UI round 2. Okay.
And then we can take our learnings from whatever the first one was.
Let's create a Next.js JS app that integrates Nexus. It should initialize with testnet networks and show unified balances. Maybe instead of trying to have it do everything all at once, you just have it do the first thing.
I reckon do the initialize and then just like print a terminal, SDK is initialized or something.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. And then we have samples. Unified balances are here, which is great. And we can just use the headless, but I really want to try to use the with this. But this is pretty simple. Like let's do unified balances. This one. Let's start here. And so unified balances across all testnet sorted chains. Which come here and scroll down. We're just going to copy this. Fingers crossed, guys. But while that's doing its thing, because this is going to take a while for it to like set up the project and install all the packages. So I'll go through the installs, but let's not fully give up on the last one. It was almost there. And then it started to like hallucinate. No. I'm going to start a new chat. Everything here is wrong. To keep it simple, and init the Nexus SDK and show unified balances.
Could you, I wonder if you could also say, don't be afraid to remove code that is not serving your purpose.
Right. That's a good idea. Let me.
Goes ahead and remove all the code.
Yeah. My purpose is.
Afraid to remove code that is not serving. Spell it right. Serving a purpose. And is using the incorrect packages. Okay. So now we got Cursor doing double time here.
Yeah. Really asking it to do a lot now.
Yeah, but luckily it's able to do multi-threads, so this shouldn't be a problem. You can work on multiple projects at the same time, which is helpful. And
your machine's not burning out, which is really helpful.
Yes. It's also super like ramped up with like a lot of like storage and RAM and everything.
Yeah.
I kind of went all out for this machine for this purpose because I'm always multitasking. Like I'll use CapCut for like streaming videos, and then also Photoshop. And so they're not like heavy programs, but when you combine them all, it's like like
going on.
Yeah, it eats into the processing speeds. So okay, accept. Oh, it's not feeling confident. It's asking me to accept changes now. It's okay, AI. We still believe in you. We're still here. Oh, but round 2. Okay, this is nice. You see, this AI thread was like, we're going to keep it nice and structured. We're going to give you components. So that way, if you have one small thing missing in that one component, we can just focus on that. You see what's happening here? Like, this is a lot better than what was happening before.
Did you do the doc feed for the second project? I don't think you did, right? Yeah, kept it old school.
Yeah, I wonder if you know how sometimes when AI is indexing, it indexes the wrong like files. I wonder if it's indexing like the wrong files, which is why we got that mismatch of different like packages.
Yeah.
And it won't rectify.
Yeah. I was also wondering if it's like indexing on historic data, possibly.
Yeah, possibly. And so this is already seeming to work out much better. Fewer errors, and it took less time to set it up, which is a good sign.
Yeah, a bit lighter.
Yeah, lighter's good.
And you know, nice colors in the code too. It's color coded.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay.
Each of the networks.
All right, you almost got there without errors. Yeah, TypeScript. I love it. It's supposed to like protect you from making errors and like sending the wrong types to other things. But then they have this loophole, right? You can set something to any, which means you break the entire like flow or the reason for it. And guess what AI does? It always sets whatever it can't figure out to any. And I'm like, okay, go you. But now I have to add that to my technical debt to follow up later and fix, which never gets around because if once you have a temporary solution, you're stuck with that temporary solution. Like there's no fixing that. We're done. We're moving forward.
Temporary is permanent is what you're saying? Always.
Yes. In my past engineering days, especially when I was coding for the Department of Defense, there was nothing more permanent than a temporary solution. There's no open source when you're developing for the government, and yeah, it's harder. So, okay, but harder now. Let's see what round 2 was able to generate for us. Okay, we have the same issue, man.
Interesting.
Doesn't like it.
It just doesn't like us today. But let's see.
Oh, can we check which version it's running? Maybe it's a version issue.
Yeah, maybe.
Let me also check what this 1.1.0. All right. Just give me a second. Maybe we can use. Let me try and get this version.
Yeah.
What?
A new version. We have time. We're going to make this work, guys.
Were we running the wrong version?
I mean, probably the latest. We probably need to use a dev version. That might be the issue. If that is, we'll let the team know.
Yeah, I think it's fun though, because like when you're always like building and shipping like new things, it's great. Part of the process. But let's see if we can like use one of the other versions and get around that error. Okay, so it's installing. Okay, great. I think we could just go there. Okay, I changed the version. I'm gonna cancel out all these other ones. npm run dev. And let's see, npm run dev. Okay, so we have 0 and 1.
Oh, never mind. Okay, this is something, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Which I was not necessarily getting last night. So let's see if we can have that fixed. Let me fix this error, please. Yes, I just wasted additional. I think I wasted my breath here saying please. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Let me fix this error, please.
How annoying when it's like, yes, I know what the issue is, and it's like, no, you don't. Like, you very clearly do not know what the issue is. Don't pretend like you do.
But both threads seem to want to solve the problem in the exact same way.
Okay.
So there's that. But yeah, you're right. There's a high chance that it doesn't know what the issue is. So
Progress.
Okay.
Oh, there was something. There was something there.
I have another version that I can use. Oops. Well, on the bright side, we did give a fair warning.
Yeah, we can't make it look too easy.
We can't. It's actually like it flashes like it wants to show it, but then it's just not showing it. I wonder if we can like downgrade to an earlier version. Robin, you got one of those for me?
Okay, give me a sec.
Do we think it's the versioning issue? Is that the running hypothesis?
Mm-hmm. That's the running hypothesis. Because it's meant to work in the like it's client side, so it's meant to work in the browser. So it doesn't seem like it likes that the buffer that's currently being used.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And both versions were giving us the same error, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we just had a version change happen today, so like it's probably that. That's why I'm assuming it's a version issue. So
then that explains why it was working last night.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, thinking, why?
Well, I mean, it's fine. Like it happens, but unfortunately, it might mean we won't be able to show it today, so we'll have to redo this. On the flip side, doing it this way is pretty fun. Like actually moving fast, breaking things again and again and again. A bit bummed I wasn't able to get to like the styling changes because that's
Oh,
always fun.
do you also maybe want to update your Node version to like NVM 22 or something? NVM US 22 or something like that?
They're already using a pretty high version.
You are? Oh, because
Yeah.
it shows unsupported for some of these components here when you're trying to install them, which is might also be an issue why it's not working.
So it wants me to downgrade.
Probably, yeah. Maybe using 22 or 20 might work.
Let's see. Do I have N here? Okay. Let's downgrade the version. Yeah. I have N on one of my other profiles, but not this one. Let's downgrade the version of Node. I'm just having AI do it. All right. NVM, that works too. Luckily, it'll be just on this profile. Okay. Nope, not doing that.
Can you try reinstalling Nexus package? Once it's
Yeah,
done?
absolutely. Let me open up my terminals again. All right, so I will use this one.
And if that still doesn't get rid of the unsupported engine issue, maybe try legacy peer depths. That might solve it.
Oh, try the latest one that you sent me. We can do that. No, 20. That's what it went to.
Hopefully it's not now too old.
Right? Everything else is going to break.
Something in the middle, please.
Oh, yeah. I usually do the legacy peer dependencies because I think, what is it, like me or one of them, you have to use it all the time.
Did the unsupported issues go? But no, never mind.
Yeah, looks like no unsupported issues, but we're still facing that error issue, which probably means that whatever change happened today, we'll have to. Interesting. Looks like we're on our. Oh, that's fine.
Oh, we still have those issues.
Yeah, but for some reason, okay. Nope. Okay, we'll do it here directly. Okay, now let's try. Oops, not that one. That one. All right, it installed. Let's see.
Come on.
Yeah, I get.
Doesn't like it. Whatever change happened, it's going to every version, which is fine. These things happen, but if we had only done the vibe coding session yesterday, yeah, it was working perfectly. So sorry, guys.
All right, we'll try it again.
But hopefully this was fun to go through, watch us struggle a little bit, but we'll come back better than ever next time. We'll lock versions and make it possible to run this.
Definitely. And for what it's worth, this is way more accurate. and closer to the truth of how it actually works in real life. So that's what it is.
Yeah, it is. As you can see, AI is able to work through a lot of the problems. Like it knew the error. Like I would have had to go to like Google. Like I understand it was buffer error, but yeah, great. How do I solve this? So it went through and like tried to solve it, but it can't solve it if it can't like actually change the SDK. And so like we still have like our hands tied there, which is completely fine. But still, Nexus is super powerful, and it'd be really cool to show that again. So.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you so much. And we'll catch you guys in the next session. Take care.
Okay.